All right, I'm on hole number one of the Ventura Open in the weekend round of the rookie division. Playing in my odd account, practicing. Just going out there and seeing how it's going to go this week. It's one of those weeks. That 9-hole cup last week threw me off. So we're playing this entire course at the Santa Ventura. So what we're looking at here is minus 12 is the minimum. There's hole number 6. We really need to pick it up. That puts us at minus 13. That puts us at minus 26 for our round as a minimum score. We need to be at minus 30 plus in order to have any shot at a win. So that's where we're at. We need to pick up hole number 6 both times through. We need to pick up 4 other shots, so 2 per side somewhere. And there's some opportunities. Hole number 8 and 9 for my game are low percentage. There's one of the other holes in here that's a little low percentage. There's about 6 holes on a side, so we need to pick up about a third of the ones that we have a great opportunity. And hole number 1, hole number 2, and hole number 3 are low-hanging fruit. So the best opportunity to get this stuff done is 1, 2, and 3. So here we go. Hole number 1. So there's a lot of people right now, every tournament this hole comes out, and people are doing the try and get on a 1. And you can get on a 1. I just find it to be very inconsistent, and I'm not afraid of laying it up here in front and taking that second shot. It's just, you got to hit it perfect. And unfortunately for me, all week long, I haven't hit a single shot into this hole perfect. That's how it goes. I'm going to bring a Titan just so that I'm deeper into my club. You don't have to play this with a Titan. You can play it with a Marlin. But I'm going to bring out the King of Balls just because of all the wonderful things the Titan does. Wakanda. My prince. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can hit a shot perfect. I woke up. I'm on my first cup of coffee. And we'll see if we can just get the ball to go up in the hole. That's what we're looking for. 4-4. It's 2.1 per ring, so there's 4-2. So we're just a titch over 2 rings. I'm going to put just a little bit of curl on it. I'm going to try and keep it to the right up there. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. 1 ring great. Try and get up there as far as I can. Be as much to the right as possible. There's a little, it's a little bit of better, easier access to get to the cup from the right. The green's deeper right here, so you have a little bit better look at the trough going into the cup. And they are going for it. Almost made it. Almost. That close. And on my Hornet, there's minimum club. So I'm right at min. It's 2.0 per ring at minimum club. Ditch a backspin. I'm right at it. Where's the wind blowing? Okay, it's 2.5. It's 2.0 per ring. So it's a ring and a quarter. Now it's just a matter of hitting this perfect. Let's see if I can hit 1 shot into this hole perfect all week. No, and it's not going to happen on that one. Not a miss to the left. Oh, that's the deal. All week. How many shots have I taken now? I've played 3 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now it would make 10 great shots. You know how many shots you make great into the cup? Oh, very many. That's why they call it a practice account. Maybe I can actually get my act together in my main account when I get to it. We'll see. My opponent was close. Close. No cigar. In the hole. All right, hole number 1 is in the books. Got that out of our system. Just making some notes here. I'm about a round behind. The 9-hole cup that we had last week threw my timing off on how I normally work tournament weeks. And so I am about where I'm at the beginning of the opening round right now, as far as notes and as far as where I'm at. And so I'm just playing pretty flat this week, trying to catch some perfects. That would be ideal. So let's check out hole number 2. Hole number 2. Da, 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 da. And hole number 2 is one of these holes I have been literally regressing as the week goes on. Regressing. Got this par 3 here. This is not a difficult hole by any stretch of the imagination. My ability to pick up the hole in one here has been very low. What's funny is at the beginning of the week, I was killing it on this hole. Or I should say last week when we were in our practice session. All right. I just need a grizzly and a marlin. That's all I need. That's all I need. See if we can get it down on hole number 2. Maybe. My opponent goes first. Let's see what they're... they got a Titan and a Guardian. Now they're using a Kingmaker. In rookie, there's really only 2 ways you can play this. You can play it with a long iron and use backspin, or you can play it with a long iron and not use backspin. Backspin is usually, watch my opponent will make it. Backspin is usually, you're always so close, but it's not high percentage. All right. See if we can get that sucker going to the hole. So 3.5 equals. Oh. 3.6, 3.7 rings. What's funny on this hole is I have hit some perfect. I can't get it in the hole to save my butt. And even when I hit it great, it's like if it was perfect, it would have been on. And if it's great, look at how far that is. It's like a mile off. I started the week off. I wasn't doing any wind adjustment at all. I was just doing a normal wind adjustment. Wasn't doing any elevation. Normally in one-on-one, that's how I play it. I come to these holes and I don't remember all of the elevation stuff. So typically, if you get your distance right, you're usually good to go as long as you make great standard wind adjustments. And then once the tournament started, it was off. So I went up to 10% and it was still off. And I went to 20% and it was still off. And then I was like way off. So I went back to 10% and it was still off. And I went back to 0 and it was off. So I went to 5 and it was off. I guess this is going to be the shootout hole we're going to get all day. I like my chances of getting hole in one on this hole. I know a lot of people don't like that hole, but I like that hole. There's several different ways that you can go at it. There's 4 different ways that you can go at that hole, and 2 of them are pretty legitimate hole-in-one shots. Hole number 3. All right. This is the big par 5, and we definitely have an Albie shot here. All right. 3/4. Let's see what my ball inventory looks like. Power 5. I need one of those. I need an extra mile. Everything else there will work. Okay, let's look at my notes here. 3 1/4. So what I'm doing on this hole is between the second, or excuse me, here's the first, here's the second, here's the third, here's the fourth. So between the third and the fourth cut of the rough, I'm going to be 3.5 rings. I'm going to be half my clear ring on the left-hand side of that transitional line and doing a max over power hook. Trying to get myself up there to the front. See if we can get that done. Extra mile and power 5 ball, that's what it takes. You can do this. I was doing this in practice last week, even with my low level account, my 99 account. I was doing it with a Kingmaker. The setup spot's different, but you can get way up there. You're definitely deep into your long iron. I'm not sure with the Kingmaker if you can get up there into your short iron range, but you're close. You can get all the way up to the front of the sand trap and be about that length, so you're in long iron. So my notes say 3 1/8, but I know I've been coming in a little bit too much to the right, so I'm going to pull that out. Maybe 3 1/3 rings, maybe 3.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. There's a fine line between having enough to get where I want to get and too much, and ending up in the rough on the other side where you actually over curl and end up in the rough over here. Two, take the wind out. That's 1 ring. And I got just about all of it. Now it's this first landing zone. Nah, it's too far out. I'm going to do a full 4 ring pull on the back. I keep moving to the left, and it seems like it's not, for some reason, it's not engaging on the other end. See if my opponent can get in with their sand wedge. Isn't it perfect? See if they made a great wind adjustment. Nice shot. Ooh, close. Nice shot. Close. Okay, where's the club? There's max. There's mid. So I'm into about the eight per ring range. So it's 8 per ring. There's 4. There's 2. 4. Just a very slight movement. Yeah. Anticipation. All right, leaving the front 3 and not picking up. This is the way my week has been going. I tell you, this is one of those weeks where I don't know. I don't know if my heart's just not in it or what the deal is. I got thrown off. I'm having fun this week. I'm just not shooting super good. I always have fun when I'm playing. And what's funny is that it usually happens, these weeks that happen like this are usually on some of these really, really old courses that have been around for a long time, or when they have tournaments that are all on one course, especially an older course, and they don't have the mixed tournaments. These particular holes have been in the game since the very, very, very beginning. And I've played these holes so many times, you'd think I'd have them completely down. But no. All right, that was hole number 3. Hole number 4, Ventura Open. Weekend round, rookie division. Hole number 4. All right. There's 2 ways to go at this. I did a shot with my low level account where I bounced from in front of the sand and went up. And here's the thing about this hole is if you are on the tee box looking at the green, it's absolutely flat. But the course goes like this and then comes up to the green. So if you're hitting down into the hole down here trying to bounce up over the sand, you're way the heck downhill. So on my lower level account, I did the shot down at the bottom and I did a 20% pull. I did max club 20%, went right at the cup and got a hole in one. Here, I'm going to use a backspin club and I'm going to start off on the green. So I'm not going to do any wind adjustment. I'm just going to stay on the green and try and get it in the cup. And what I need to achieve this miracle feat is a Saturn. One of these bags must have a Saturn and a Kingmaker. It's not the king of balls, but it is a Kingmaker. All right, let's get at it. What am I doing on this hole? I have no idea. There's a spot, and this is one of the things. Is I'm like I said, I'm a full round. This should be the opening round where I would be tightening up some of these. I'm at that point where I'm trying to tighten up some of the landing zones and work on my wind adjustments. I tend to work on those things. I don't go out into the community and find what everybody else is doing and just replicate their stuff. I tend to try and figure it out myself. If there's nothing that I can help all of you with other than trying to figure this stuff out for yourself, it's thinking more critically on the game instead of just going and watching somebody do a shot and then trying to replicate that. The thing is, a lot of the setup shots, if you don't have exactly the same club and exactly the same ball, you may or may not be able to replicate the shot that you're seeing. And the other thing is when people talk about wind adjustments and they're talking about, well, we're doing a 20% elevation adjustment. You okay, buddy? Are you all right? My little puppy must have stepped on something. It all depends on what your base numbers were. So I use paper numbers based on accuracy. I don't use the apps. So sometimes my elevation stuff and my adjustments are going to be different. Okay, it's 3-1. There's 2. There's 3-1. Let's see if we can get this in the cup. I swear I cannot hit perfect. I haven't hit perfect all week. I mean, I've been like totally off all week. I think in the opening round between 3 different accounts, 18 shots going into the cup times 3, 30, 40, 54 shots. I probably hit 4 perfect. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about how my timing is this week? It sucks. Hell, I can't even hit putts perfect. You okay, buddy? You all right? You okay? Did you get a little thorn or something in you? Did you get something in you? I will forfeit. And this front side's going fast. It's going fast. That was hole number 4. Hole number 5. What is hole number 5? Hole number 5 is a big par 5. This is the par 5. This hole is cracking me up. Cracking me up. I have played this hole more times than I can remember. And for whatever reason this week, this hole has, I've actually had problems with this hole, and I never have problems with this hole. And one-on-one, I play it totally different. And I'm so used to playing it from the second tees that it's throwing it's throwing me way off. And we will go for it. You don't need to get very far out there. That's one of the things that I've realized that I'm doing wrong is I keep thinking about my normal way of playing this is I come out here with an extra mile, QB, about 2.5, 3 topspin. But that's from the second tees. And that puts me in a really good spot. I'm way before the trees. Let's see if we can just get the ball to go out there. Two, 3. 2.3 rings. With a little teeny bit of curl just to bring it back over towards that rough. Hit it great, of course. That should be nice. Where are we at? 288. I think 290 is kind of where I was trying to shoot for. So I'd like to be a little bit to the left of where I'm at, but that'll be fine. Where I'd really like to be is next time I get on, I'm gonna come down to Tour 2 and play this hole, and I'm gonna figure out a setup shot with my QB or my rock where I can put on max curl and try and really ride that line all the way up to the front and try and figure out the deal here is it's so easy to over curl this. My opponent got all that extra distance so they could get into the trees. take the wind out. I'm going to need to put a little bit of power into it, I think. This is the sniper's ball guide is lying because of the way that the terrain is right there. And I hit that one great. And that one looked like it should have been a perfect. Close. Close. See if my opponent can get up there easily. See if they can get it in the cup. The UFC ball. Looks like a good ball. 4-3-3, 3-3-4, however you want to look at it. Is that a 3-3-4? 3-3-4, that's like a Kingmaker X, right? Those Kingmaker X balls those are really nice balls. I have a selection of them in my 77 account, and I don't use them very often because I try not to use the special balls very often just because there's holes. Like this hole right here, you don't need to use a special ball on this hole. You can come out here with a Marlin. I came out here with a Kingmaker because I was trying to get a little bit closer so that I wouldn't have to put on any overpower. But I guarantee you that there's going to be some tournament in the future that a 4-power ball is going to be really, really helpful. And this person's going to go, man, I wish I had some of those 4-power, 3 side spin, 3 wind balls. But I used them all up in a Tour 2 hole. I will forfeit. So far I'm giving you a perfect example of how to just be flat and play the minimum score. That's the deal. Let's see if we can get that hole. I've been so close to getting hole in one on that hole this week. It's not even funny. I am, that cup is so afraid of me. I have surrounded it. All right, hole number 6. This is the hole. We have to get the eagle on this hole. We absolutely have to get the eagle. I'm using the blue line. The key here is it's 3.5 backspin. In the opening round, I was on the green both times. Let's see these lucky balls. Use a lucky ball. Let's see if we can get lucky on this hole. We don't need luck. We just need to hit it perfect, and it'll end up on the green, and we take a putt and get the hell out of here. What happened in the opening round was I only put on about 2.5 topspin or backspin, and I was a long putt. And the first one was a max overpower putt, and I missed it. And the second one was not quite as bad, but it still blew, and I was actually able to make it, which was surprising. I'm not the best putter in the game, which is all right. Okay, it's 3.5. That's going to be 3.8. It's a little less than 2 rings. I'm going to put some curl to bring it back over to that area. Hitting it perfect. Wow. There is a perfect on that scale. And this is the same damn area I ended up in the other day. I don't think this is as bad. Now, this is not nearly as bad. That's a makeable putt. I was like an inch away from the fringe where I had to do the long putt. This putt here is still blows, but it's not as bad as what I was having to take the other day. The problem on this hole is I've hit a couple grates to the left, and you'll end up in the sand if you hit a grate to the left, especially if you don't put enough curl on it. And so it seems like when you hit a grate to the left, the way it hits the sand is that you're putting too much backspin on it. And it really takes 3.5 to 4 backspin. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Finally, I picked up a shot. Wow, it's possible. It's possible to pick up a shot. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm on a hot streak. I'm on a winning streak. I'm on a streak now. And I got the three the three ones that are the lowest percentage here. There's a shot on this next par 3, and there's a shot on hole number 8. But hole number 8 is one of those holes that hole number 8 is one of those holes that eats a lot of people's lunch and ruins a lot of people's rounds. And I'm trying out a shot that a buddy of mine called me up, and we were talking about a max overpower hook shot on hole number 9, and I tried it out in the opening round in both my auto and my 77 account, and I'm gonna try that out when I get to hole number 9. So hole number 9 is still a low percentage LB shot, but if you can get in the right spot, you got a shot. It's not a good shot, but you got a shot. I'm taking the black line. I don't believe that white line. Hey, on this hole right here, never be confused. There is no such thing as a white line. Okay, that is an optical illusion, because the best that you're going to be able to do is end up on the flat down here at the bottom. If you're trying to go for the cup here, the black line, there's actually 2 different ways you can do that. You can do a rough bump. The thing about the rough bump is that it's super tight down in there. This is a sniper. No, it's a grizzly. And I'm going to take a navigator, cut the wind down. And I am not doing the rough bump. And the key to not doing the rough bump when you're here is 4 backspin. 4 backspin, maybe 1 left-hand side spin, aiming right at the cup. 1.2 times whatever the wind is. And I'm going to do a 20% overpull here. Crash Bandit. All right, here we go. I go first. Start off in the center. Go 4 backspin. Try and get it lined up to the hole. 2.9, 2.9. It's 3.5 rings. And I'll have to snap it off. Hitting it perfect. Woo! In the hole. That's what I'm talking about right there. Finally got something to drop. Finally hit a perfect. Look at that. It's capable. I think did I hit 2 perfect shots in a row? It's unbelievable. I'm on a streak. My gosh. I keep this up. Somebody might actually call me a golfer. Jeez. Now, what's funny about that is that hole number 2, which is the easiest hole in this tournament to get a hole in one on, is the only hole that I haven't gotten a hole in one on. Very close. Good game. Good luck in the tournament. All right, finally getting something to drop. Unbelievable. 2 perfect shots in a row. Let's see if we can go for 3. 4. All right, hole number 8. We need 2 perfect shots in a row on this one. Hole number 8. This hole right here, there is an eagle shot on this, but it is, I can tell you, it's I'm taking the white line, and I'm using a QB. And a lucky ball. I'm taking a QB, Sniper, Grizzly, that bag right there. It's a Kingmaker lookalike. That ball. All right, let's go see if we can get I have not got the eagle on this hole all week long. And I have been all over this hole. But I have not hit a single shot into this cup perfect all week. Does this sound like a theme for the week? I know. I asked a buddy of mine if I could buy some perfects from him because he hits nothing but perfects. He said he put them in the mail, but they haven't got here yet. Bastard. He's holding out on me is what he's doing. Alpha. Let's check our opponent out. 158 million. And they're already at master. So how fast did they go up the scales? If you think about how much cash flow you win, if you're playing Tour 7 consistently and that's what you're playing, it's hard to break into Masters 1 because you're not winning enough cash flow. In order to get the cash flow to get up to Masters 1, typically you're talking about Tour 8, Tour 9, usually Tour 9, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right, make me pick my ball again. Yeah. Why wouldn't Playdemic make us pick our balls again? I mean, 1 in a sliver. It is better to be a little short in the front than it is to be long. Let's try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. Okay, I'm doing a 5% wind adjustment to the cup. And I'm doing a rough bump. 1 per ring. The wind is low, that's good. The wind's low for my opponent with a quasar, so it's going to be even lower for me. I don't normally in one-on-one play, I never play over here. Number 1, because you got to bring out a bigger ball to get into that spot. And it's riskier. I always play the other side because the other side is super easy to get an eagle. But I'm not a fan of that bounce over. This area over here is treacherous. 1.9. It's 2 rings. Hey, get over there. Okay, it's 2 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. That does not make me a happy camper. Does not make me a happy camper. Oh. All right, I got to make this shot. Otherwise, I'm really going to be upset. I may have to pause the video if I don't make this shot. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. I wish that shot before that would have been perfect. All right, that saved my round right there. That got my heart pumping. That got my blood flowing. Maybe I'll wake up now. Maybe I'll wake up. What are you barking about? Yes. I will forfeit. And we will head off to hole number 9. Hole number 9 is going to be interesting. Hole number 9 will be interesting. What are you barking about? What? 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 I got one more hole and then I'll stop for a bit and I'll play with you. Yes. Little buster. What? Do you not are you trying to hog the camera time? Is that what you're doing? All right, let's go check out hole number 9. Hole number 9. Here's what's amazing about this is that I'm actually playing like super. I'm going. And let's erase all that. I'm going one ring and maybe an eighth, just a little bit of breathing room between. So I've got my center, like my ball guide's running just like this. So I'm one ring off into the rough and just a little. Doing max top spin, 2 left-hand side spin, max over power hook. And I want to make sure that I bring all of my backspin clubs. You know that it's a low percentage hole when you say, hey man, your best chance for a Albie is a dunk. That's not good. And what's funny is that I don't know that I can do it in this account because I don't have a Grim Reaper and a Saturn. It's just barely enough to get it done. Just barely, maybe not even enough. I don't think it is enough. And that's got the best backswing anything I have right now. If I can get, oh, I did get my Grim Reaper up. I forgot all about that. I did get it up. It was in the store and I needed like 3 cards for it, so I bought them. All right, we are in the money now. Look at that. We got the stuff. Now I have 100% confidence. Takes a power 5 ball. Don't shoot the messenger. This is the first time. This is the normally in this tournament. Normally when on this hole in one-on-one play, I do the layup shot down at the bottom because I always come here with a Marlin. And it's easy to get up and down and get your eagle and move on down the road. Normally in tournament play, I play over the trees and I try and get into the same area that I'm trying to get to right here. But with the wind that we get in rookie, it's not quite as easy to achieve that goal when you go over the trees as it is when you're playing in pro. A 3-3. It's a little over a ring and a half. That would probably have been an epic fail. I'm thinking that probably would have been bad. And I got almost all of it. And that'll put me at Guardian range. I may have a shot from this angle to be able to do the dunk with the Guardian, but I'm not sure. The deal is that you're coming from so far away with a Guardian that you're carrying a lot more speed when you get to the green. So how fast you can get the ball to come to a stop. Obviously, if you're in your long iron, your short iron range, and you've got a 100% backspin club, you're going to be able to stop the ball a lot faster with a short iron or a long iron than you would with a wood. And so there still may not be, even though the Guardian's got 100% backspin, it still may not have enough backspin to keep it on the cup, on the green. So I may just have to, if I do not have a shot at the dunk, 1.2 times 0.5, it's 1.8. We'll see. My Grim Reaper. I am in a mid club. Is there enough backspin? No. Not a chance in hell. Two, three. So we're in that neighborhood. It's 1.8 per ring. Isn't it perfect? And I'm just going to lay it up there. I'm not in the right spot to try and get too aggressive with it. And this is one of those holes that if you try and get too aggressive from that angle on the cup with this sand trap right here, it's very easy to end up in the brown stuff. And that's that's a lesson right there is that if you're not in the right spot, it happens. I mean, my whole goal is to help you guys be able to set your shots up so that you're in the right spot. I mean, how cool is it when you go out to a hole and you get into a spot and you come up and you go, man, I got a great shot for eagle here if I had a kingmaker or if I had a whatever ball. And yeah, it would be nice to have a sniper here. Wow, I have a sniper. Wow, I have a kingmaker. Wow, I'm in the right spot. And so that's the whole goal is to set ourselves up for success. But on the flip side of that coin is that if you do that and you find yourself not in the spot that you're looking for, quit pressing the issue. Go get your eagle, go get your birdie, move on to the next hole. Give yourself the best shot that you can. If you start pressing the issues on that, you go, man, I'm not in the right spot. I'm at the wrong angle, and I don't have quite the club for this particular shot. But I'm going to go for it anyways. I'm going to press it because I really want to get that eagle. That's how you end up with par. Consistency. I am absolutely not the best player out there, but I can tell you I'm super consistent. So I have consistently good finishes because I play consistently. I try not to put myself in bad situations. It happens, but the whole goal is to try and minimize those as much as possible. All right, that was the front nine. That wasn't great. It wasn't what I needed to do in order to have a shot at a win. And what's funny about that is that that's not a bad round. Minus 14 is not something to go crying your milk about. It's not a bad round, but when you're talking about what it's going to take to get a win, it's not the round that we're looking for. What I really needed there in order to have any shot at a win was a minus 15. Anything better than that would have been better. I think it's going to take a minus 30 plus in order to have any shot at a win. And I think it's going to take, in this bracket, it's going to take pretty close to a minus 30 just to have any shot at a banner. So how to clean front nine. The first three holes here are the ones that killed me. You have to pick something up in these first three holes. There's just too much low hanging fruit. Hole number one, you put yourself in the right spot, hit perfect, you're in the hole. Hole number three, great Albie shot there. And in the opening round, I caught that Albie both times. So very Albieable. Hole number two, very hole-in-oneable hole. So there is a lot of stuff that I can pick up on the back that I didn't take advantage of here. So we'll see what we can get done on the back nine. I'm gonna have to shoot a 16 on the back nine in order to get myself into any kind of spot where I have a chance. All right, that was the front nine of the Ventura Open and the weekend round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.